reason I applied to the Guildford office is because it has a range of practice areas, so they do work for either private individuals or corporate businesses as well. And for someone like me who I'm not really sure what kind of area I want to go into, they do quite a good range.
So I applied to the Guildford office because of the seats that are available. So in Guildford you have commercial property, corporate, family, private client and personal injury and clinical negligence. There's also a relatively small trainee intake, so they usually take 3 trainees per year, which means they only have 1 trainee in each department. This means that you get really good work from the partners and get involved with lots of transactions.
I decided to apply to Penningtons for several reasons. The first being its excellent reputation in areas of law that I was interested in, namely employment and corporate law. Secondly, having worked in large commercial law firms for several years, I quickly realised that a smaller trainee intake would better cater to my training needs. And thirdly, I wanted to work for a firm that was truly friendly and inclusive, and this was clearly shown within Penningtons during my 1-week vacation scheme.
I made an application for a traineeship in the Oxford office because I wanted to join a firm that would equip me with the skills required for a successful career. I also wanted to be in Oxfordshire, where I grew up.
I worked as a paralegal in the Oxford office, which is why I applied for a training contract there. I really liked the fact that the office has a very collegiate environment and that all partners and fee earners have an open door policy, which means that you always feel supported and you're always free to ask any questions.
So far I've been involved in quite a lot from the offset. I've been to quite a lot of client meetings, had a lot of client contact, spoken with the clients over the phone, via email. Within the first 2 months I went to court, so Royal Courts of Justice already. I've been to an approval hearing already as well, and just drafting lots of letters and getting involved quite heavily in everyone's work, so it's been really good.
So far I'm only in my first seat, but I've been able to take part in some tribunals already. So I've attended a 2-day tribunal, an employment tribunal, which was really interesting. So I was taking attendance notes on that and assisting with the witnesses in preparation as well. I've helped draft some settlement agreements for both individuals and companies as well. So I've made a start on that drafting, gone back and made some amendments. I've been able to attend client meetings, take instructions from clients, and help them out with things that they need in general.
Given the nature of the marine, trade and energy sector, all of my work is international. So my clients at the moment are predominantly Middle Eastern, and the work that I get involved in ranges from ship hijackings to insurance claims arising out of the Syrian war to arresting vessels in the UK. So it's really interesting stuff. The firm has provided trainees with a lot of support since the pandemic started. Back in March, when we were all started working from home, I had a chair, a keyboard, mouse, headset, laptop, extra screen, all delivered to my house. You'll also have a team buddy and a trainee buddy who you'll check in with every week. So the support is there if you need it.
I'm quite proud of how responsive PMC have been to the COVID-19 pandemic. This ranged from the numerous mental health wellbeing sessions right to IT being quite responsive in sending out IT equipment directly to staff doors in order for us to work quite effectively from home, and also the department-specific measures that were employed, particularly the employment team, where we drafted updates to our employer guidance regarding the furlough scheme, which were then published on our LinkedIn profile.
I started my training contract right at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, and I feel that PMC have done a very good job of continuing to give a very good training experience to all of its trainees. One of the things that PMC did introduce during the pandemic was the buddy system. This was to help trainees feel supported as well as assist them with adjusting to their new seats virtually.
I'd say it's a good friendly culture. It's an open plan office, so everyone's really friendly and approachable. You can go up to anyone. It's not very hierarchical, so you can go and speak to a partner. They're very, very approachable. Go and speak to them about any questions you want.
I think I describe it in one word as friendly. The offices are open plan, so anyone can wander around, delegate tasks to you, and on the other side of the coin you can sort of go and ask for help whenever you need it. So in terms of hierarchy that I imagine is at present in quite a lot of other firms, there really isn't a sense too much of hierarchy here. So if you need help, you can go to partners, ask for help, and they're always willing to talk to you about your day, about the task, and give feedback. So that's a real bonus.
Outside of your day-to-day work, there's definitely a lot you can get involved with here at Penningtons. I personally am on the LGBTQ+ committee, and I'm also on the social mobility committee. Last year, as part of the LGBTQ committee, we went to London Pride 2019 together. It was an absolutely fantastic day. We also have a social committee who put on a lot of fun events each month, whether that be a curry night, going go-karting, or going to the theatre together. So there's a lot to get involved with.
Outside of my day-to-day work as a trainee, I'm heavily involved in the diversity and inclusion initiatives offered by the firm, with a particular focus on race and faith. Currently, I'm co-head of the subsets of the D&I group, namely the Race and Faith Committee. As a group, we're responsible for formulating initiatives with the assistance of members of HR with the aim of increasing the pool of diverse candidates within the firm and also making the firm a more inclusive and friendly place to work at.
PMC is very innovative. We all have our own Surface Pros to work from. As a paralegal and also as a trainee, I had the opportunity to review leases and other commercial contracts on Luminance, which is an AI platform. The use of Luminance shows PMC's willingness to use technology to better its services to our clients.
I think talking to other trainees at other firms really highlighted to me how ahead of the game the firm is in terms of technology. For instance, it was well before the pandemic that we each had a Surface Pro and could work from home.
I would say get your applications in early. It gives you much more time to kind of refine it and add any experience as you go along. I would also say my best advice would be to tailor your applications to the specific office you'd like to be in.
The advice I would give to future applicants is to read the firm's website and have an understanding of who our clients are and what services we provide. I think it's also important that applicants come across confident, determined, and enthusiastic.
Specify why you're applying to that particular office. So for me, I applied to Basingstoke and Reading mainly because I know that Thames Valley has a lot of local businesses in it, and I also grew up in the area, so have quite a strong local link. I would say get your application in early because we recruit on a rolling basis. So the sooner you get in, the sooner you'll hear back about your application. And also, as I said earlier, the firm is really friendly, and I like to think we're quite well-rounded individuals. So I would say really bring out your strong academics, but also your extracurriculars as well. So any interests you have, why you're interested in them, and just generally bring out your personality and make each application unique both to the firm but also to yourself.